Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon and welcome to another Friday edition at Gulfstream Park on the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It is bright and sunny and brilliant and warm, and I can't see a thing on our monitor, but I am getting us up and loaded on the 99,000 strong Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group.
How long ago was it? Like 6,000 when I signed up? It was about 6,000.
When you signed up, it was probably 6 months in.
It could have been 5 years ago, not even.
We started the thing in October of 2018. I think we were like averaging about 1,000 a month growth until, so you must have been on board about like early 2019.
Something like that. Yeah, there were 6,000 people at the time.
Anybody who's in that first 10,000 is, we call them OG LESF.
Old geezers?
No, original,
original,
the original gangster. That's it.
Gender neutral visitors, yeah.
But we're at 99 and the countdown is on.
Wow.
1,000 to go until we hit the big six-figure 100,000.
Who's not on this thing? Who's left? How many people can you find?
I'm going to say Jeffrey Dahmer is not on it.
Well, I mean, he's no longer with us.
If Let's Eat the South Florida him would be something different.
Of my 5,000 friends on Facebook, I would venture to say at least 3% are deceased at this point. And I just haven't had time to, kind of catch up and remove them. But everybody's alive on Let's Eat South Florida. And it's been rocking, man. I mean, just red hot with a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, no, there's always interesting material on there. Always gives us something to talk about, which is good. But today we're here.
How do you feel stealing a living like this? I know you were stealing a living when you were the food critic, but I mean, the last week has been incredible, right? We go up there, we see Tommy T on Monday at the Copper Point Brewery, and you guilted me to try and one of those. Not after my workout, which is when I like my Budweiser, but I needed something. There was nothing in the fridge. It was ice cold. I tried it. Excellent. I think it was just called Copper Point Lager, and it was in a can.
It was, correct.
Very nice. Now, from my general principle, which is I like the cleanest, closest to water tasting beer that I can get after doing some exercise.
That would be lager.
It's lager, but Budweiser fits the bill a little bit more than this. But if you were looking for just a nice, tasty, well-brewed beer, that was it. Copper Point Lager was really, really a good beer.
That's excellent. I'm glad you got to try that.
Yeah.
And
I still have 5 left.
That was Matt Cox was the brewmaster
good
there.
Guy.
And lagers are, they're on the lighter side, along with the pilsners, and the lagers are the two for people who like to drink beer but don't really like to drink the strong taste of the IPAs and things. But Copper Point was great on Monday. We had a little bit of Tom T with the Mardi Gras and the jambalaya.
Tom T, I mean, what little jambalaya he had was just absolutely brilliant.
And then we made up for the difference with that Baptiste kitchen food truck.
That was good. Yeah,
which was the pierogies and the Caribbean food for his Dominican
nice guy
wife.
too. That guy was a good guy.
That was great. I'm going to be just slaughtered here today because everybody's smoking cigarettes. I'm still nursing the after effects of my.
You look good though. You look good.
I don't even know what it is. Acute bronchitis. I'm all drugged up. I've been taking antibiotics and steroids. The steroids are making me both hungry and angry.
Yeah, it happens. Man.
It got ugly last night.
I told him my second wife had to take prednisone because she had Crohn's disease, and wow, I mean, you
better watch out because
mood swings. I mean,
put me in a mood today. I might.
You're okay. You're all barking, no
and
bite.
If that guy comes looking for me today, I'm ready. I'm just gonna go.
You don't want to fight anybody.
Him.
Look, it's a short trip, Mike Mayo. You want to have a good time out here. We're talking
I'm usually
food.
an eater, not a fighter.
Yeah.
But last night I finally felt well enough, and I probably shouldn't have. I ventured out to the poker tables for our little Thursday night.
Contaminate
right
the rest of the
Mardi
group
Gras, Big Easy.
And those guys, I don't mind if you spread disease too. I mean, they're all sick, degenerates.
Yeah, they're all diseased themselves.
They're diseased already.
The poker room there, Thursday night, they have their little 5,000 guarantee tournament, $50 buy-in. Me and my friend Dan, we both went down there. I'm still maintaining alcohol-free for Lent.
Well, that's just dumb.
I didn't have anything to drink. I sit down.
Yeah, I was sick of this. I'll even share with you, like the guy when Steve McQueen was smoking the cigar in a leper colony. And Papillon, great movie, one of the best movies ever. I would imagine it blows away Cocaine Bear, but I'm willing to share this with you.
Not having it.
At
Don't
that
interrupt
point,
me.
just so you drink.
Don't enable him.
Don't
Leave him
interrupt
alone.
me. I will start
He's not
swinging.
Catholic,
I'm
but
on
he's doing
steroids.
Lent for some reason.
No,
You look strong today too. You look
No,
like you're getting
well,
ready
I'm
to get
getting
out of
puffy.
Hialeah.
the steroids
Are you
puffing
gonna?
me
Are you
up.
on the card tonight? There was a guy 1 in 10
I'm
that's on
ready.
the card. I could
I'm
have been
ready.
you.
Sign
Yeah.
me up. Give me a couple grand, and I'll.
I think that guy Jimmy Smith is on the card. At,
Yeah, your favorite.
Tomato can.
the guy that was the worst boxer ever.
So he's like a rock'em sock'em robot. That was
Yeah.
the greatest. Call
You know what's
ever.
funny is when we were doing that, that's a live event, and we had no
It's on
idea what this
YouTube. It's
guy
on
was
like
going to look
5
like.
There's
'cause,
two
when
different
you
ones.
saw
That
it,
you
5
don't know
views.
everybody in the prelims. I mean, you generally have a concept. You see the guy at the weigh-in. We did not know this guy. I don't know if he was a last-minute replacement or what, but all of a sudden the graphic comes up and you're getting ready to do a bout, and you're thinking, all right, let's see what this guy has. And he gets in there and looks like a complete clown. And what are you going to do? I mean, you can't help but just pan the
I'm
thing.
impressed that you were able to get any kind of descriptive words out because my jaw just would have hit the ground.
Yeah,
and
it was
saying,
so
what
funny.
the
I mean,
is this? But meanwhile, back to the poker table
Yeah.
last night. Within the first 15 minutes, you know how some nights it's just not going to go your way and you don't even try.
I feel that
Talking
way
to
most
Defo.
every day I gamble. Yeah.
Because you could reload in this thing. It's like it's $50 initial buy-in, but you could keep rebuying for $30 at a time,
Yeah.
and then do a $50.
Before you know it, you're
add-on.
out 600.
Yeah, before you know it, you could put
Exactly.
you could put $250 into this thing.
Yeah.
It's not, I never go more than 100 if I have a shot.
Yeah.
I put in the 50. Like within the first 15 minutes, I draw a pair of threes. Flop comes 3-7-7.
Oh, you're a
That
winner.
means I
got a
flopped
boat.
a full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
No,
put out a little
You
bet
didn't lose.
just to see if anybody has
Yeah.
a high
Drum in the water.
pair.
Yeah.
And there's a guy next to me who had just sat down, and he goes in for the 1,000 I throw in. And the next card comes an ace, and I throw in 2,000, and he goes all in. And
All
I'm
in.
like, I said, does he really have pocket aces?
Oh,
He's got a
jeez.
pair
Does
of
he
sevens.
really have? He can't have a pair of sevens. I said, if this son of a gun has ace 7, I'm just gonna like. And sure enough, he had ace 7.
No.
So his full house. I
His
flopped
aces,
the full
yeah.
house.
Oh, wow.
And
No,
I
and
still lose the
lose.
hand. And I still had, at that point, I still had 5,000 chips because I chipped up earlier. And then I
You
got
may as well have
pocket
just given
tens.
them away. Yeah. at
Pocket
that point.
tens. I run into pocket aces and the small one. I just got up angry. I went, "Urgh." And then you know what
see,
I
you
did?
just pulled up here a chair.
Hey, Andy's here.
Andy,
Twice
man.
in a week.
It's
Three
a
He's
little
made
days.
early
two of
for the
our
Sunday
remotes.
brunch.
Yeah, two of our remotes.
He's
this
trying
week.
to-
Andy is one of our great fans, and he's become a friend of the show and of us.
Yep.
And he won the first contest, and he still has
He
first one
abdicated
in
the
history.
prize. Yeah.
No, he hasn't given it up. He's just trying to figure out who to
and
take.
figure out when to come and redeem it. He can't redeem it today because there is no Sunday brunch on Friday.
Yeah.
However, we have the lunchbox at Gulfstream out.
That's a great contest. You know, Lubie and I have been involved in any
You wanna
number of
do
contests, some of
clues?
which would have to be of a suspect nature. You're actually going to get your prize.
You'll get the prize.
I mean, I go
Just-
way back in this business when some of the contests, even though they were supposed to be, may not have been completely on the level. I don't want to, implicate
jeez.
any companies or anybody, or maybe some people that might have ended up with a couple of wave runners, out of nowhere, and just happened to go to a relative. But this is a great contest.
And it's on the
Because
up and
you know
up.
what? It's really luxurious to go up there to the 10 Palms, get a table on the window by the track at the finish line,
Yeah, it's a
and
beautiful
you're up
place.
2 levels, and it's like hanging out with Bob Baffert at Santa Anita. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
you're right
What
there,
kind
too.
of-
You're right over
what
the track.
better way could you spend a weekend afternoon than like coming out here, getting all your food and your first mimosa on the house,
And the buffet's great.
and the
Because the
and the
tip,
tax and
the
the
beginning tip.
gratuity? You could always give extra, but the other thing that's
You have to
gratifying-
throw a little extra on there, don't
I
you?
would.
You,
Well,
you
why
can't.
not? It's
You want a
I
freebie,
would.
don't you throw? If you don't throw at least a 20 up there.
Well, the fact that Joe, who
something wrong
runs
with you.
food and beverage for the
Yeah.
entire Gulfstream, says, yeah, you can be here all day. Like, they're openly cool with you
If
being
you
here all
got
day.
somebody that's running you, even if it's just coffee
we don't want
and
our
soft
crowd to be
drinks
known
all
as
day,
cheapskates,
Nah,
Michael.
nah,
You know
nah.
that.
Yeah,
They're
you
taking
should.
good care of you.
I
Take
would
care of
say
them.
at least throw an extra 10 on top. But
Yeah, why not?
if you're feeling generous and hit a couple of races,
But wait
by
a
all
minute, there's
means.
something really wrong here. He does not have his Bloody Mary.
He
Right.
said it. He's not drinking alcohol.
I don't
He's
know
bitter.
why
It's
you
going to
keep
be
trying to
annoying.
enable me, you son of a.
I'm not trying to
Because we
enable
need
you.
a fun, happy
Trying to encourage
Mayo.
you to be yourself. not
Are you
keep
saying
kidding
that
yourself.
alcohol is an intrinsic part of me?
No, but I
It-
find the Friday shows are the most
it brings
pleasant to
some
deal with you
happiness.
on because you're usually a little bit inebriated.
Bring some happiness.
And the rest of the
I'll
week, you
tell
get
you.
into all of this stuff. I
Well,
don't know.
now you've got Mayo in a roid rage, so you better
There you
just.
go.
the prednisone,
what's
it
your
can't be
step?
that bad.
No, I've
Although
got,
the cops
We
were at
don't-
my
yeah,
house
we don't know
many
who won.
nights in that second marriage, and I can go ahead and blame the prednisone because the woman was actually not that bad.
hey, so the Sunday brunch. The gratifying thing about the contest is that the people got it. You were a little concerned. Dave Joseph was a little concerned. They were like,
I didn't get it
"What
when
the
you were
heck?
explaining it the
still
first
How
time.
is it going to work?" Because we wanted to combine the worlds of food and restaurants.
races.
Which
It's
is what
easier
we
to
do
understand tax laws than it was that
the
contest.
Lunchbox.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I'm not the best at explaining things.
Yeah.
But when it starts to kind of flow, people get it.
Yep.
So we combine the worlds of restaurants and food and eating and the whole let's eat world along with the world of horse racing.
Yeah.
And what we do is first we give a series of trivia questions that you have to come up with the name of a restaurant, either past or present.
You got a good one this week.
And
I
this
think. Yeah.
this week's case, it's a present, still ongoing restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to talk about it in a second. But
I think
then-
it might be another gimme for a lot of people.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
But we don't
people
want to
get
make it too
We're not trying to
difficult.
make it rocket science. Yeah.
And then the second part is we have the people pick the winning horse in a featured race. A contest race this week is tomorrow's 9th race on a 12-race card.
What do you got going tomorrow?
At Gulfstream. It's a full card, but the feature race is the 125,000 Gulfstream Park Sprint Stakes. It's a compact field of 7 going 6 furlongs.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you
You
got
have a
one
better
through.
shot. You have a better
favorite
shot. Yeah.
installed as the 8-5 favorite is number 7,
That's kind of mild.
Candyman Rocket from Bill Mott. He's a hot trainer with
On
Junior
fire.
Alvarado aboard. Seems like a lot of the top jocks are away.
I love
tomorrow.
Bill Mott, by the way. I mean, I remember he has to be in the game. He doesn't look it, but he has to be in the game like 40 years, no?
Jeez.
Bill Mott has been around.
I
a
remember
while.
interviewing him at like Hialeah and here at Gulfstream,
Didn't he-
way back when I was doing horse racing on TV,
Oh,
like
yeah.
35,
Didn't
40
he
years
start as an assistant to the great
ago. Was
Woody
he with the
Stevens?
Woodman? Yeah, probably so.
And he broke out on his own.
Phil
Bill Mott.
Gleaves also was a
Yeah.
Woodman
Oh, the
assistant.
10 won the first race, by the way. Andy
I
wants
know
us to
well.
know this.
He's a very good guy. I've
Very
had
nice
many
guy.
meals
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Funny
Very-
guy too. But
Mott's a real gentleman, though, and I couldn't be happier for his late success. I mean, he always had success, but he's really, really killing it now.
yeah, Bill Mott is, he got famous first with the horse named Cigar. Then he was known for training.
Did Mott have cigar?
Oh yeah, Mott was
Oh,
Cigar
okay.
with
Yeah.
the Alien Cigar. That was
What
his
they win,
first
like
big
17 in a row or
win.
something
Yeah,
like
it was
that?
a very big streak. And Bill Mott, by the way, when he winters down here, he's become a regular customer at one of my local Italian joints, Mundi's restaurant on
Okay.
Dania Beach Boulevard.
Wow.
It's become popular with a lot of the racetrack crew.
There's always a racetrack
And-
restaurant nearby every racetrack.
Yeah.
Well, this
It
one's
used
a
to be
little
Monero's.
further
You
down.
had
It feels
that as one of
Italian,
the
too,
questions
Italian.
on the contest.
Well, they used to all go down to the beach. Our friend
Oh, Las
Alberto,
Brisas.
Las
Yeah,
Brisas.
yeah. Oh,
And
that was
then
the best.
Las Brisas closed up.
Did you go there a lot?
I did. I had my wedding.
I
rehearsal dinner there.
absolutely love Las Brisas. Right?
Nice.
The one thing my second wife and I agreed on was always great to go to Las Brisas. And
I've never heard of it.
they
Dang,
turned
that's
me
annoying.
on. They had a Chilean sea bass that was done, and it was just so delicious. It was maybe only rivaled by what you get at the Cafe Seville. Unbelievable.
Oh no, that was a great spot. And
Yeah.
Carlos and Alberto, rest in peace. He passed. A few
Carlos
years
and
ago.
Tito.
Well, I called him Alberto. A lot of people called him Tito.
Tito,
but
yeah.
His given name was
And the
Alberto.
reservations, Polyman always pegged it because you would call for a reservation, and the guy would go, "What time? 6:25, 6:35." They were like, "What? Who is this?"
Well, I've got action here in the first. I don't
Already?
know if
you're
I'm
watching
winning or-
horses.
You
I thought you were doing
sick
quality
degenerate,
control.
Well,
Mayo.
no, I'm
I'm
doing
like,
quality
oh, no,
control. I don't know what I'm doing. Now let's get this contest.
Because
underway.
everything's sounding and
You're gonna
looking
get a
good from what I know.
I know the restaurant then isn't the Sun Yi Cafe. Have you been to that place?
Why are we talking about?
Devo's a very
I-
Chinese.
Well, because
Devo's
I
very into
noticed a couple of
Chinese
hole-in-the-wall
lately.
Chinese.
I'm trying to get
Well,
the
that's
first
all he
clue.
knows.
A couple
out.
of Chinese restaurants. Now, you have seen this, I'm sure, because it's right off the exit of
He's
I-95.
aggravating me
You
already,
haven't learned to
Louie.
deal with Defo yet.
Have you not been to the
So let
Sun
him be
Yi
Defo.
We're going
Cafe?
to talk about who's got that cigar. I'm ready to start punching.
Oh,
Just
stop
relax.
being
That
so
cigar
We're
is
at the
disturbing.
killing
track.
me.
People
We'll have
are
Andy
having
fill
fun.
in for you. He's in a good mood.
So
always,
anyways, let's
I
get to
need
the
the
clue,
muscle
and
and
then
the
we'll get to
security
Defo with
again.
Chinese.
Just
Let's
yes
get
or
to your
no. Have
clue.
you been to the Sun Yi Cafe?
Just say yes or
Where
no.
is the Sun Yi Cafe?
You get off 95. If you're heading towards Gulfstream, it's like a standalone Chinese restaurant that's been there forever. It's boarded up with like bars. I mean, it looks
This
like
is on Hallandale Beach Boulevard.
no Pembroke Road.
Pembroke
Always get
Road.
off at Pembroke.
The answer
Never
is
Hallandale
no.
Beach.
I've never been to the Sun Yi.
Been there forever, my friend.
It must be doing something right.
Must be doing. There's never anybody there, but they've been there
Well,
forever.
obviously, if it's a place where nobody's ever there, it means it does a brisk takeout business.
Yeah, they probably do great takeout.
and
Oh,
probably
I'm
have
sure
their
it's
own
great.
delivery man. You remember the days when every Chinese restaurant,
Oh, they had their
every-
own guy. Yeah.
every pizza parlor, before there was this Uber Eats,
Did you ever
Yeah,
deliver
yeah.
pizzas
DoorDash.
I
when you
did.
got your license? Did you ever deliver?
I did
No,
pizzas.
It's
It
not an
ruined
easy
my
job.
car. It ruined my car.
oldest brother, my rest in peace, David, was a big time pizza delivery guy.
Who do
deli
you have in the
delivery
first
guy.
race, by the way?
Who don't I have? I
You
blanketed.
need the 12 ball, right?
Andy has
I
the
went
10.
heavy in the double, the 12, and the 14.
Okay.
But yeah,
Whoever that guy's rooting for must be in the lead.
who's
I love
winning?
the
He's got
yelling.
the
Who do we
snap
got?
going.
I love
Here
the
they come.
yelling. The action's amazing.
What do we
I
got?
can't
What do we
see.
got?
The
I
5
can't
was
see. Looks like a 12.
leading.
I got who's coming on the
Oh, I
outside?
can't even see the freaking
Somebody's
numbers.
coming on
Did you
the
get it?
outside.
Yeah, I
I
can't
don't know
see the
what.
numbers.
It's
What
11.
is this?
It's 11.
This is Ed
Watch the
Kaplan.
races with us.
Watch
Here I
the
go.
races.
An
Park.
extrapolation of
I
the
think
old
the
Eddie
races-
Kaplan show.
I think I bet the wrong Ortez brother. I think it was Jose Ortez on the 11 that one. Now, I
Oh,
have
no.
some double monies with the 11.
Andy missed it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But
Defense
I
lost.
missed my big
He
double.
was a bigger price.
We're
though.
here.
But,
It's a beautiful day.
We're at Gulfstream. Sorry for all the food.
That is a
people out
minor
there.
interruption. Pardon the interruption there, but there's a live race going on behind us. We
Well, I'd
can't
rather get
resist.
interrupted by live racing with action than
Then the
People
some
Sunday
Sunday
Cafe.
ridiculousness
Yes.
about some, hole in the wall Chinese
obscure
takeout joint.
Chinese restaurant. And
All
I
right,
have another
I'm
one
going
for you
to
too
the
to annoy you.
conference.
I'm going to annoy you even
Give me a
further.
hint. Can you give me a
The
hint?
first clue.
I want the
Defo.
first hint. I don't know.
I'm ready
Oh
for
my
it.
god!
Okay. I think
Can you
everybody
get
gets
me
it
a
on the
Bloody
first
Mary?
clue.
Can somebody get
I'd
me a
love
Bloody
to give
Mary?
you a
Andy,
freaking
get
Bloody
your
Mary.
time. I mean,
I'd
no,
love
you got to
to.
go all the way around the block.
No,
here
he's
for this
joking.
guy.
He's
Yeah.
joking. No, he's
I
joking.
wanted to go 40 days and 40 nights.
No,
without a
no,
drink.
I
relax,
told you
my
to
friend.
leave
10
12 to
minutes
1
next to
open.
You're the
Defo.
man. You have a following of
And he gets off
100,000.
on this. He likes to.
100%.
Oh,
likes
no,
to-
I love it when you get mad.
12 to
Yeah,
1
it's
open.
the
I
best
told
part,
you
yeah.
just make 12
People
to
think
1.
we're fighting, but I'm
Now
just
within
digging
it,
it. Yeah,
and then the rest of the day you do what you want with your day.
yeah.
Don't mess with the show.
Now,
Eat
get
whatever
a
the hell
little
we need you to
coffee.
eat,
Get a
and
little-
drink whatever we need you to drink to keep them happy.
We
All right,
need
here we
you.
and them
Yeah.
happy.
Bloody
everybody
Marys
ready
around. Yeah.
for the first
Here we
contest
go.
clue this week? And
Sure.
And
this
it's
is
the 10 Palms
the famous
brunch for
Mike
two.
Mayo's Lunchbox Gulfstream Park
I would say infamous for
10
sure.
Palms giveaway Sunday brunch. Brunch for two, $100 value.
More than
Includes
that.
a
More than that.
mimosa
Way more than
each.
that. It's like a
and
$200
congratulations
value.
to last week's winner, Natalie Villegas.
Did she
She
go?
got in touch.
Nice.
She wants to turn around. She's going this
So
week.
everyone but
Oh,
Andy.
beautiful.
She won last week. She's going this Sunday because she is. Well,
Did our man Kenneth ever go?
Kenneth is.
Rosenblum.
Rosenbaum.
Yeah, he's great.
Ed
Rosenbaum.
went.
Yeah.
There was
Okay.
an Ed who went. Kenneth is going in March.
Great
I
guy,
like that.
man. I love that
They've
man.
So
been
we got-
responsive.
People are there's still some
Unlike
people
Andy.
who are filling in slots. I finally heard from Dr. Patel. She, and my apologies because I called him he.
Were you seeing
It's
her
Dr.
about
Patel.
bronchitis?
It was Sheetal Patel. Sheetal, of course, in India is a woman's name, and
Oh,
there
yeah?
are. And she rebuked me. She says, there are women doctors. Of course, I know there are. women.
Loads.
Patel is a lot like
Loads.
Smith, though,
Well,
in
no.
India.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the
Sheetal
sex,
is
though,
the
the
first name.
sex.
Okay.
The sex.
Dr. Patel, and Sheetal was the
The
first.
gender.
name.
I'm sorry, the
And
gender.
actually, Noah Sheetal. So I should know that it was a woman's name. And so my apologies to Sheetal. She's away, but she wants to know also she'll be there to redeem it later on. But
Nice.
congrats to Natalie Villegas. She's coming
Congrats.
this Sunday.
Nice.
And she wanted to get it over with because she's carrying. She's with
Don't we need to
child.
join these people
Oh, that's
one
amazing.
time?
I'd
So
like
she
to go to
wanted
one.
to
Yeah,
get
we
it done
do.
before
I
she
would like
gets
to go to
too
one.
Check with Joe. Maybe we can get a couple of people to come out and we join them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
on
Oh, we
us.
could do that.
It's not on Joe. That's us.
I could come out any Sunday, I'm sure. They'd love to.
Yeah,
have
they,
me,
they are
You
great with
snap your
us.
fingers and the people
But,
start bowing down. It's
He gets a
amazing.
platter of some crap.
it's
Mayo with
Okay, so
food
where's
is
the hints?
incredible. Yeah.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right, the food
That's the
guru,
deal.
Mike
So
Mayo.
in honor
We
of
know the
Lent
drill.
today, this is the first Friday of Lent. So for all the Catholics and those who observe,
Like Andy,
we're going
like,
seafood
Mayo.
today. Going seafood restaurant today on this Fish Friday. So
Nice.
here we go.
Nice.
First clue.
Okay.
This longtime Fort Lauderdale restaurant has become the go-to place for homesick New Englanders
Your
when
phone
they-
there.
when they yearn
You're unbelievable.
for chowder, lobster,
I got it.
and Sam Adams Boston Lager. And of course, this place is
It's
also
synonymous with this
Even
stuff.
Andy,
known
Yeah,
everyone
for
knows.
hearty
Andy's
fried,
already shouting it out.
hearty fried platters of scallops, clams, and fish. But again, clue number one. This should be mostly a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Longtime Fort Lauderdale restaurant has become the go-to place for homesick New Englanders when they yearn for chowder, lobster, and Sam Adams Boston Lager. So
Very good.
That's clue number one.
You had me at home, Mike Mayo.
And this restaurant, besides being seafood, Fish Friday,
It's a
friendly,
classic joint down here.
It's
Yeah.
also it has horse racing and Gulfstream angles. We're gonna
Oh,
get
good.
into that
All right.
clue number three.
You don't want to
but-
give it all away. Yeah.
no, but clue number one, you got long time restaurant famous for chowder, lobster, home for home.
Good job by you, Mike Mayo. As sick as you are, as out of sorts as you are, you came up with a good contest restaurant and a good clue. I mean, most
Do you
people.
think we're on the air? I have no idea. I can't see.
We
the
are.
It doesn't
I
matter. Don't ever
monitored
worry
us.
about
We're
that. Yeah,
fine.
well, let us worry about that.
We're
You worry
fine.
about
I
being Mike Mayo.
monitored. We're on
Worry?
and we sound
monitor.
good. We're on and we
What
sound
the- dose of
And I
neurosis
see
did
us,
you not with
and I have
birth? I
viewers,
mean,
and we are live.
did they forget to cut the umbilical cord?
Now,
I mean,
can't see anything now. 12:20. What do you think? Let's
I'm
talk
ready
some
for a break.
Chinese restaurants. Did you have
Okay,
another?
we're not.
I had a
random
place here.
Chinese
You know what?
restaurant
I haven't
that
been
I'm
in this
sure
place.
is like
As
This
long as
place
it's open, don't
is
give
sort
him
of
crap.
obscure, I would think. I mean, I don't know if the name alone would distinguish it, but I've lived in the same vicinity for about 30 years. Okay, either sort of northern Fort Lauderdale, Lauderdale by the Sea, Pompano Beach, and there were an abundance of Chinese restaurants there. But I used to go to a place, and I passed it. It's on Commercial Boulevard, and it's been there forever because I passed. I didn't even know it still existed. Called the Dragon Tea House.
Yes.
And we used to call it the Dragon Breath Tea House. But they, as I recall, they had pretty good Chinese food. I don't know if it's still.
I've never
but,
been in
but
there.
still around for over 30 years. Yeah.
It's one of those what we call those local
Real in the
neighborhood.
corner, hole in the wall. Yeah.
One of those local neighborhood Chinese restaurants that
You have been there.
No, I have not.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
It specializes in, I would call it Americanized Chinese food.
It was
The
pretty
places
good.
where you get
Yeah.
Yeah, fried
rolls
rice, egg rolls, egg foo
and
young,
the General Tso's chicken,
yeah,
beef and broccoli,
lo mein, and all that,
things that are like Americanized Chinese.
egg rolls, wonton soup,
Yeah, the egg rolls, the crab rangoons.
grown, yeah.
You're not going to find
got-
Bourdain at table 2.
It's
is what you're
gotten
saying. Yeah.
favorably reviewed on Let's Eat. There are some people who live in that
It's
neighborhood
decent. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
that say it does a perfectly fine job.
I think they
and
do.
I've got places like that in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
In Hollywood, downtown on Hollywood Boulevard. It's a place. It actually used to be Christina Wan's, and now it's Helen Wang's.
Helen
Chinese.
Wang's. Okay.
Helen Wang's is on Hollywood Boulevard, and it's also one of those just solid, dependable Chinese Americanized restaurants that doesn't really have some of the more exotic stuff that you see when
Yeah.
you go to places that have the hanging.
Do you
ducks
need that? I
and
mean,
the fish tank.
you like
What's
it a
that?
little exotic.
I love going to
Yeah. On
what
Chinese.
what people call New York Chinese down here. What I call just authentic Chinese, when you get the Cantonese, like Hong Kong City Barbecue or Hong's Barbecue. Those are Cantonese roasted meats places.
Well, what was the place that was getting trashed a little bit? And you had a comment on there also on Let's Eat South Florida. And it's a popular joint. It wasn't a Hong Kong barbecue, was it?
No. No,
that's-
it
that's-
was Hong Kong barbecue.
Oh, it was? Okay. And,
But the guy ordered all the Americanized food, and that's not what you get at Hong Kong City Barbecue. And I hate to rebuke people because I do it to you about you ordered wrong, but the guy ordered wrong. Like, you go to a restaurant.
You say
like
that to most people, though. I mean, like if you had a first-time starter on a date and she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she was absolutely infatuated with you because you're Mike Mayo. And she ordered, like,
wouldn't
the
do the
chicken
ordering.
lo mein.
Anybody that comes out with me, they know.
Oh,
Mike Mayo does
I
the
don't know. I'm not a
driving.
fan of that. I'm not a fan of that. Where the guy knows the restaurant. Now, in your case, it might be a little bit different.
If they don't trust my food taste, then we're not going to get along. I got to say,
Okay,
you got to
all
let me
right,
do
all
the
right.
ordering, and if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
like it, then you could order anything else you want.
That's fair. Okay.
That's the way I
But
roll.
you're
Wait,
dumping her
you
right
just
after
order
the
for
check
people?
comes.
Yeah, I'm the
Do you
table
even
jock.
do you even pay for the Uber to get her home, or do you drive her home?
Do you
See-
think that's rude? Because
See, I don't mind it because I've learned through my wife, Ken, you people that I really respect their opinions, that they've never steered me wrong. But you've built credibility. If it's the first time we're really going to have a meal, to me, it's a little presumptuous to just, it's like old school, almost sexist
Yeah.
in a way, especially when it comes to a woman that you're just going to tell her, hey,
It's hard
guess
to
what
order
you're
for
having,
everybody.
honey.
Yeah. I mean,
if I'm
it
at
really
the
is.
track and Defo is scouring out a form and he says, I want to bet the double, I'll say, I'll throw $5 into that one. And, I'll trust the man who, has been
Who's been
around.
losing money his
Yeah, I
whole
was gonna
life.
say.
Very good. Yeah.
That's a weird
Nice.
place.
Okay, maybe
trust.
Andy. Maybe
I was
Andy.
gonna
I'll
say
go.
Andy's
Yeah,
a
Eddie
well.
showed us the figures. I mean, while he's
He's
great
not
at the
much
stock
better.
market, he really sucks at betting.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
and
In
we
proportions
do
that
well
I can't
on the
even
overnight,
imagine.
the Seoul, the Hong Kong, the
Yeah.
Shatin. We're the kings of the insomniac
Gambling,
degenerates.
yes.
That was good last weekend when I was hacking up a lung and I couldn't sleep at night. I was just
He's
gambling
sending me
through that.
texts at 3 a.m. He's got like
You know, he did it to
some
was
race
it
in
exact
Switzerland.
as- there's nothing better
Yeah.
than
I mean,
that.
he's got a 7.5. He
Oh,
says, "Hey, your birthday came in." I'm like, I don't give a flying one, Mike Mayo. I mean, I'm
Go to
sleeping.
bed.
What the hell?
all right. So the thing is, if my friends, they know already when they go out to dinner with me, they say, "Oh, let's just."
Oh, you're going to order? Well,
just
I
let Mike
understand.
do
You
the
order.
That I
If
get,
I go out with
that
the
I
food
get,
critic,
that
former
I
food
get.
critic of the Sun Sentinel, the main guy behind Let's Eat South Florida, and you take me to a new place that
Yeah,
you
why
are
wouldn't I
familiar
follow
with,
your lead?
I would trust your instincts.
It's been so long since I had a first date. You're
Not
right.
all of your instincts.
I
but
would
some.
probably say, "What
Ask
do you
what she
like?"
likes, yeah.
I could try to steer her in the right direction if I know the restaurant, what
Yeah.
they specialize
Yeah.
in, or just let her order. And if she was going to be making a wrong
You
move,
make a face.
I would say,
You make the mayo.
I don't know if that's the
I
best
don't want to
choice."
offend anybody, but especially on first-time starters, Don't women have some peculiar dietary habits that all of a
You
sudden
never
come
know.
to light
Exactly.
as you're ordering, right? And they tell you, "Oh no, I can't eat that."
That's a deal breaker for me.
Oh,
Well,
really?
exactly
Players
with
with me has
him.
got to be
Immediately you
eat
dump her? Nice. I
almost
like that.
anything. And if they're vegan, forget about
Oh,
it. Run
vegan.
the
No,
other
wait,
way.
you could take them to the place for
The
That's
lunch.
a
rabbit
deal
hole.
breaker.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
on Atlantic.
The
on
rabbit
Atlantic
hole.
Boulevard,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Take 'em to the rabbit hole.
Anyway, no. So the discussion
You would look cool if you took them to the rabbit hole by choice.
that would
On
be
the
cool.
mic,
No,
if you
that's
wanna
fine.
come
No,
here.
look, and I don't mean to dismiss vegans.
If you want, you have
It's
to
just
come
that
here.
I like variety, and like I love going to really good vegan restaurants like Rabbit
Yeah.
Hole, or down in Miami there was Planta for a
Yeah.
while, and then there was
We have a dating expert
and then,
coming on the show, by the way.
Planta
Yeah,
Queen
yeah.
is now down on Las Olas.
You got to put that below your eyeball there.
We
that,
got
microphone.
we're joined
Yeah,
by
yeah,
the
yeah. There you go.
inimitable and indestructible Andy.
No, he
Man.
knows everything about the dating scene. He's
Oh,
been doing
okay.
this for a
Yeah, I
while.
just
Welcome to the lunchbox, Andy.
Thanks, Mike. I just wanted to make a comment that I've gotten dates because I know you, and the girls are
I've
all
gotten jobs
excited.
because I know him now. Yeah,
And then I
yeah, it's
tell
fucking
them-
great.
And then I'd say, listen, there's a podcast on every afternoon. You can watch Mike. Then they watch you eat, and then I get the phone call.
And they say,
I
"Lose
don't
my
see any
number.
reason we should go out again.
Lose my number."
All right, that's it.
That's it.
Thank you. That's the one.
That was his
A
A material. Yeah.
See, that's it.
Andy's
He's the guy
smart. He knows to
comes
get
in
in
and
and
out.
Yeah, in and out, man.
He's
In and
like
out
Bill
burger.
Murray in stripes. He's checking spot.
When are we
Get
getting an
in,
In and
get
Out burger here, Mayo? Come on,
I don't know. We're gonna have
do
Joe
something.
Beja, the director of food and
Is
beverages.
he already
coming
down
on
here?
later.
Wow.
No,
All right,
he's
so let
coming
me
at
just
some
wrap
point.
up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because the Hong Kong City barbecue, the guy went there and he orders an egg roll, a regular wonton soup,
Okay.
Very
beef with
pedestrian. Yeah,
broccoli.
yeah. Very
Standard.
pedestrian.
Beef with
And this
broccoli, I
is
think,
a
is a waste
place
of a
that
dish.
is specializing. You go in, you see the ducks hanging.
Yeah,
Ducks
yeah.
are
Oh,
flying,
gotta be
man.
Peking
They're
You
ducks.
see
quacking.
the
Yeah.
beautiful glistening racks of ribs, honey glazed ribs. You want to go in there and you want to get that stuff chopped up
Yep.
on a rice plate. Sometimes they do some nice noodle dishes. They also have some dim sum at Hong Kong City. I used to go to that place often.
Where is it, by the way?
It's on 441.
Sounds like Davey.
And there's three great Chinese places on that road.
Oh,
there
yeah?
That's in Hong Kong City is on 441 in Tamarack. You go a little bit south. There's Silver Pond. That's technically Lauderdale Lakes. It's had some ups and downs, but it's gone. It's back in its prime form. I was there with Dick Steen a couple of months ago. Silver Pond was great. Hong Kong City, I haven't been in a while, but I used to love it. And then also in the middle is this little roasted meats takeout only joint called Gulong Chang.
Interesting.
Gulong Chang.
That sounds like it has to be good.
Chinese takeout where they also have these roasted meats that are excellent, but they put them in a styrofoam container, usually just the meat or on top of a pile of rice. Those three are on the Mayo hit list of definitely you want to go to if you want the New York style authentic Chinese.
Well, what
How do
makes
you
it
make it-
authentic, by the way?
It's just
I
when you
mean,
have the hanging ducks in the window.
That's it.
what-
Yeah. A few
Or you
ducks,
have to have
strung
a
up
fish-
ducks, and that's it.
or
That makes it up.
or these big fish tanks filled with
Okay,
all
how's the
kinds
fried
of-
rice?
Oh, yeah,
Are
yeah.
you getting chunks of the pork?
Yeah, you can eat the chunks of the pork. You should have
And
some
how's the
eggs, some
wonton?
scrambled eggs in it, and all that
Is
stuff.
the wonton decent?
Well, the wonton, like wonton soup, is an Americanized Chinese.
You
thing,
said it's gone in
but
decline.
when you if you get the big, thick, chewy dough kind of wontons, those
Yeah.
are the Americanized ones. The ones that are really kind of more delicate,
Yeah.
and then you have them in a soup that has also like chopped up duck and
Well,
pork,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
with the thin noodles.
That's- yes.
That's kind of more of the Cantonese
And that's what I
style
miss.
Nice.
soup, the noodle soups with the wontons.
See, I got this all started by mentioning the
You
Sunny
got me going.
Cafe.
I'm
Yeah.
starving now. These steroids. I mean, I can eat like 5,000 calories.
As long as you
a
don't
day,
break into a rage,
which,
it's good. Yeah.
It's good. Who won the first race, by the way?
Ortiz
Eleven.
on the
Who came
11.
in second? Oh man,
Possibly the 5.
I had 11. Never mind. All right, I'm alive in some doubles, but hey, let's take our first break, and it's a good time to talk about. Well, what a great time we had.
Yeah,
at Delaware
Sherry, what a
Seafood,
blast.
That was great. man.
Chicken farm.
I
seafood
love that
market
guy, Doug.
yesterday.
I really do.
Doug was
Carter,
great.
He's a local
I mean, all
legend.
of our sponsors are great people, and
Yeah,
obviously,
we are blessed.
we have a very favorable opinion of the people that sponsor the show. And
Yeah.
I'll give this to Mayo. I mean, he's not the type of guy that's going to take on some place that he despises
Nope.
and start endorsing them.
You have to pass the lunchbox
Yeah. Very-
gambling gourmet
When
quality
he says
control
lunchbox
test.
approved on Let's Eat South
Yeah,
Florida,
it's a big deal.
it is lunchbox approved.
Yeah, I'm
it's a
not
big
just
deal.
By the man
recommending-
himself, not just by
This is my
Lubie and I are
reputation.
easy to please.
Just
you know.
disregard how he eats because he's a slob. But his opinions and his credibility
I
should
care
not be
about
questioned.
quality. I care about.
He actually cares
creativity.
about his credibility, which
He does.
we
Look at
gave up a long time ago. Being
Defo, we're not going
radio
to die
for
with
40
any
years.
money.
Yeah.
We know that. The only
Yeah.
thing we're going to die with is our
Yep,
reputations and
that's true.
credibility.
Our honor.
You can't take it with you, man. Some
all that
billionaire
stuff.
just blew his brains out at 78. I forget who he was, and I was reading about it. I was like, what would be the reason for this? I mean, unless it was about to collapse for him.
Yeah.
But
even then,
I don't even
you
know.
can't take it with you, my friends.
Well,
you
here's
can't take
all
it
I
with you,
know.
and it's a short trip.
Doug Carter, 84 years old. He's still going strong. He
Yeah, he's
still
great.
I
loves
loved his
being
attitude.
around the
Yeah.
store. It keeps him young.
Yep.
He enjoys interacting
That
with his
fish
customers.
dip is great, by the way.
He enjoys making sure all his products are quality. And I loved hearing him talk about how it was his late wife's Elsie's family who originally started the chicken farm a little bit further south down the road when it was a 2-lane road with
Yeah.
dirt
That's
paths
so
and
funny.
farms all around.
I remember
is
when
441,
university
And it
was
was
like a dirt road.
441 was
Yeah.
actually
This is
chicken
441.
farms, and they were
Yeah.
rustling up the chickens and chopping the heads off, and
I
then
got
bring
one.
it home to
Yeah.
that's
fry
crazy.
it up for Sunday dinner. I love that link to actual history,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this is all in one man.
What a
and
nice
one
store,
family.
too. I mean, what a
And
nice
then
store.
He buys it from his wife's family.
Oh, he actually did. I didn't hear that
in
part.
1960s, like they started it in 1951. His late wife's family, her parents, they bought it. Elsie and Doug bought it from
Oh, that's
them
interesting. I
in
thought he just took it over.
1962 and moved it up the road and added the seafood component. And here we are,
Yep.
60-something years later, and they're still going strong. And I've
Yep.
been a customer for almost half of those 60
That's
years.
By the way, the price on the chicken, $3.99 a pound, was
$3.99.
unbelievable.
Prices were great.
And it looked absolutely, just as fresh as a daisy.
Well, the
Look,
return
old-
clientele's
big
big.
difference.
The
Yeah.
old saying is good fish and good seafood ain't cheap.
Nope.
And cheap fish and cheap seafood ain't
Ain't
good.
good. Yeah.
There you're going to get quality. Yes, you have
Wow.
to pay for the stone crabs, but
But it's
tell me they
fair.
weren't
They
impeccable.
were in range of any other price. on
But
stone
all
crab,
the
so,
other
yeah.
items there, like, you
There
know,
was a
when
lot
you
of
go
meat.
in,
They were nice
those
size.
chickens
Like,
and the poultry, and they have these
They look great.
specials. They
They look great.
have ribs on sale this week for $5.99 a pound. They've got the chicken wings on sale for $3.99 a pound. It is fair in there, and you get
Yeah.
such great value, quality, and customer service. They've got it all. Don't forget.
I think they need to open up a northern division. I don't know if
That's the
that's
funny
that with
thing.
Doug,
People
Yeah.
are clamoring
He
for
doesn't
him to
wanna
come
branch out.
east and go. No, he could have expanded,
What a
but
great spot.
Yeah,
it's
Wow.
the one and only. You know where to find it. 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, right across from the Seminole
original
Classic Casino,
Seminole.
just
Steaks,
south of Sterling.
sausages, they had everything.
They
I
got
mean,
that
it was
display cases. They
prepared
keep
food.
everything impeccable in there. Prepared
the
food,
dips are great.
soups, dips, things. With the
Unbelievable.
holidays coming up, both Easter and Passover,
Yeah.
they make gefilte fish there.
That's
for
funny.
people.
I could pass
I-
on
They
that.
have
yeah.
chopped liver there.
I
that
wouldn't
I'm sure
Right
theirs
without
is
it,
good,
though.
but
I wouldn't
yeah.
doubt
Any
it.
chopped liver that my grandma, that my bubba made, their chopped liver is excellent. You wouldn't peg it there, but they get
It's so
everything.
weird that you're celebrating and observing Lent while
That's a
you're
staunch Jew.
I am
talking about
one
chopped
mixed
liver
up
and gefilte
guy.
fish.
I've got an ex-wife who's Catholic.
You're
a
so
daughter
confused,
who
Mayo. I mean,
is
it's unreal.
self-described Catholic.
Yeah.
I celebrate anything and everything. You give me a piece of matzah, I'll put a piece of lamb and ham on it. That's what
I
I'll do.
believe, and I've told Libby this many times, that my father lied to my mother that he wasn't Jewish.
Everything was
He said he
DeForest.
was
It's not very Jewish.
DeForest. Give me a break. French
It's not
Jews are like
Jewish.
two of them in the
In the
entire world. But she was very Jewish,
He stuck
from
to
the
it.
old country, and I'm pretty sure he convinced her. But what was great was we celebrated all holidays.
Yeah,
I
why not?
celebrate all
All
holidays too.
holidays equally.
And you can celebrate any holiday
as
or
well.
just any ordinary day of the week or weekend by going to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Hey, you could go in any day of the week. They're open 7 days. Go on to DelawareChicken.com. That's their website. It shows their weekly circular, their daily offerings, the daily catch, all the specials, and also all the info for curbside pickup. Again, it's quality, value, freshness. That's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo, Defo and Lubie, and the Lunchbox sent you. We'll be looking forward to next month's visit, too.
All right, yeah, no, it was great. Fantastic time. It turned me
You
back
still
on the
have
stone
stone crab
crab,
on your cheek.
which is great. I like the fact
devoured
that you
them.
had sauce on your chin.
I was like, all right, we're back
rifling them
on.
down. Yeah.
All right, we're
What the hell
coming
happened?
back with more here on the Lunchbox live from Gulfstream Park. And Mayo's alive in a double, so we'll be paying attention to the race, more contest clues,
Yes.
and more hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurants maybe. And we didn't really hit on the chili that much yesterday.
didn't. I will
We
talk
just
more
let
about
that
that.
Sarnie adventure slide, which was weird. So we'll be back in a moment.
Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent.
Lunchbox, a Friday at Gulfstream Park, and it's my favorite time of the week now, Defo.
I love this,
joined
man. Yeah.
by food and beverage director here at Gulfstream Park Casino and Racing, Joe Beja. And you're keeping with today's theme, Joe. It's the first Friday of Lent, and that means seafood and fish. And look what you brought us.
I did. Thank you for that good hint.
Yeah.
Are you trying to send a message to Mayo, though, with the salmon? What do you think?
I
mean,
think,
too many burgers, too many steaks?
Well, I know he likes to eat with his hands, so I did include one sandwich. So I did include the mahi sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, my wife has actually issued an edict says, don't bring anything home that Mayo touched. I said, well, then you won't be getting anything
This
anymore.
week, this week it was anything I breathed on, because earlier in the week I had a little touch of a cold and bronchitis. I'm still trying to shake it, but I'm heavily medicated and no longer contagious, so it's all good. But we're outdoors, so
yeah.
But anyway,
Joe has no fear, man. He's the epitome of health. What are you talking about, man?
He's been around, and hey, so we're gonna get to all the beautiful dishes here: the shrimp, the salmon, and the fish sandwich. But we got to get on to clue number 2 for this week's contest. And I think this is one that you're going to know, Joe. And again, it's keeping in the seafood theme. It's a seafood restaurant. And I got to just make mention, last week's winning restaurant was Canyon Restaurant, where I happened to go last Friday night and met with the new owner, Mike Linder. And he and Warren Thompson are the new owners of Canyon. They moved a couple of years ago. Actually, it was used to be up by the Gateway Cinema, which is one of the clues that it was a gateway to Southwestern cuisine. But Canyon now moves south of the tunnel in Fort Lauderdale. They're doing a nice job there. They've totally redone the former Valentino's restaurant, which was my friend Giovanni's place, and now it's got that whole Southwest Canyon thing. They still got the prickly pear margaritas. I had one of those last week, along with some of the delicious other food there. But that was Canyon. That was last week. We're on to this week. You ready, Defo?
It's a gimme. For a lot of people, I think Joe gets it off the first clue. You might want to run that by him, just to remind people. But then the second clue, if this doesn't, I'm not even sure what it is, but I think it will definitely give it away.
Well, the second clue is just kind of a further amplification. The third one is going to get to the horse racing angle. We'll do that. Maybe I'll just do all the clues.
I think if you don't have it by number 2, you're not getting it.
Well, let's do it. Okay. First of all, clue number 1. This longtime Fort Lauderdale restaurant has become the go-to spot for homesick New Englanders when they yearn for chowder, lobster, and Sam Adams Boston Lager. And it's also known for hearty fried platters of scallops, clams, and fish. I think you know it, right? Mm-hmm. He does. Okay. Well, clue number 2. This is not the place with famous bumper stickers. That's another iconic joint right across the street. This place doesn't have stickers. They have steamers. And I'm talking about the true Ipswich belly clams.
Oh, nice.
That New Englanders love, and they're served there steamed or fried. So not bumper stickers. That's across the street at another famous place. But this place doesn't have stickers. They have steamers.
Okay.
Right? You still know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think a lot of people out there should know. Oh, and I forgot to tell the people out there the most important
Joe, are you
part.
on this already?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I am. At least I believe I am.
Yeah. Most important part is when you know the answer to the restaurant, and then you're going to pick a number between 1 and 7. That's tomorrow's featured contest race. That's going to be the 9th race, the Gulfstream Park Sprint Stakes, field of 7. So give the name of the restaurant, a number between 1 and 7, and the favorite is number 7.
Who do you like in the race? You have
I don't
an
know
opinion?
yet.
No? All right.
I'm not going to tell the people. I mean, I do like Candyman Rocket. I do like
Is
number
that the favorite?
7.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's going to go off even money. We'll have about a 40-way shake if he ends up winning, but that's okay. And you have those two components. You're going to do what with those?
What's that? Oh, you're going to send them to Mike Mayo Eats
at gmail.com. My email address.
Before, when is your absolute crushing
Somebody
deadline?
sent me one at 12:14 p.m. last week. You know what I did with that?
Trashed it.
Right in the trash bin there.
Nice.
I am a hard man. Rules are rules.
You're an authoritarian when it comes to this stuff.
And
you're not
once
like
again,
Adam Silver.
somebody sent me one on Sunday night, and once again, it was completely wrong. It even had the wrong restaurant, which was pretty bad. But
all right, yeah. Well, a flaky person.
By Saturday, that's tomorrow, the 25th of February, 12 noon, Mike Mayo Eats. Send the name of this restaurant along with a number between 1 and 7 that will correspond to the winner of tomorrow's 9th race at Gulfstream, the Gulfstream Park Sprint. Should I take care of the third clue already? Or what do you think, Joe?
Sure. Nah, save it.
Save it?
Save
you know
it?
what? Let's
Okay.
eat a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to try some of this stuff here. I want to see you dive into that salmon.
Because it's a horse racing clue. This restaurant has a horse racing and Gulfstream.
I'm a Brussels sprout
I
freak.
don't know if you realize that.
No.
We're going to get into
I'm
that
not.
next. Okay. Meanwhile, now it's time to get into our Friday Lenten fish feast. And look at Lubie. He's afraid of having me touch anything.
Nobody wants you touching
Here we
anything.
go.
anything.
Here comes the Israeli
I've got
couscous and the
I'm going to
vegetables.
be the epitome of class and sophistication this week. I've got a collared shirt.
Now, is
There
this
we
out of
go.
the 10 Palms show?
Not
It
these-
is
all
actually,
of
yes. It's on our
That's
entree
on the menu.
section.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's our entree section of 10 Palms. I know I've been bringing down a lot of casual food because
Wow.
people think of horse racing, Gulfstream. It's casual, most cases, and sandwiches and burgers and so forth. But we do have an entree section that has some great seared salmon that you see in front of you with the Israeli couscous
Nice.
and vegetables. And then a new dish this year is the shrimp with the orzo and the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
Is
I
also
shrimp
one of our
with it, that's all.
And
entrees.
this is what I got to remark upon is the setups now this year. It's not just the main
That's it.
course, the protein, but the accompanying vegetables and side dishes. I mean, here you have
Yeah,
a little
I'm
looks
good on
like
that. I'm not a salmon
couscous,
guy.
like
Yep.
the
Yeah.
Israeli bigger couscous,
Correct.
and you've got the orzo with the Brussels sprouts, the couscous with looks like kind of a stir-fried vegetable.
Correct.
This is
It's sauteed
gorgeous,
vegetable, yeah.
and the salmon looks perfectly like.
I
not
tell you what, really
hammered,
looks good too with these shrimp.
nice and
Wow.
moist and juicy inside. I'm going in right now. There,
And are you a salmon guy in general?
I love salmon.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's brain food. You know that, and I need all the brain power I could get. A very refined bite on the
There you go. It's a highlight of the
Oh,
show.
that's great.
What do you think?
Perfect. It's got well seasoned
beautiful.
on the outside, crispy, that sear on the outside, but the interior moist, juicy, and the couscous is delicious. I love it. Big thumbs up. Thank you.
Good.
Mm.
Definitely give the compliments to the chef.
Yeah,
They do an
yeah.
outstanding job. They really do.
They've really upped
Culinary
the game,
team.
and you know,
Wow.
I know it was hard during COVID with the supplies and everything was just such a mess. But the way you guys have rebounded, I've really got to give applause because every person who's come through the contest winner have all given these positive reviews, and they don't have to do that, but they've put things and posted on the Let's Eat group.
Yeah.
From Megan a couple of weeks ago was giving a rave review, and I think last week. I forgot who came through, but
Was it
there were
Ed
two
Blumenthal, I
people.
think
Ed
was one?
Blumenthal
Correct.
came in, and he enjoyed it, and he couldn't get his wagering app to work. And I was like, "You have Windows right there."
Right,
But,
we do.
That
And we have
always helps,
walk-arounds.
Yeah, it's
so
a nice
if you do
alternative.
come down here and you are a horse player, there's many ways that you could,
Yeah.
you increase the handle. They have people, live tellers walking around up there. I know in 10 Palms when
We
I've
do.
been there a few times. So it's just a fantastic place to spend a Sunday afternoon. You guys are doing a great job. So
Thank you.
props to the whole house. Who's winning the race? Number 4?
I think you got it.
One. I need the one to win a whole
One out of
$33. I got
One
one
on
and three.
top. One on top. Here comes the
No.
two up the rail.
Who's
Oh,
winning?
You got blown.
The 2? I don't want the 2. I wanted the.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, that's very sad.
Oh, look at this thing, man.
Oh
Wow.
man. Okay. Well, that's another day at the races.
Drown
Come
your sorrows
close,
in that
but
booth,
I'm a winner because I'm eating a short thing here. Let me get
That
into the
shrimp
shrimp.
is outrageously good.
The shrimp is prepared how again, Joe?
Like a little barbecue.
Yeah, little barbecue.
Nice. Wow.
Hmm.
I mean, you don't think of this when you think of racetrack food unless you're in the highest level of royalty. I mean, if you're at Santa Anita, I don't know if you're getting this dish available to the common person. It's absolutely fantastic.
I love a good orzo. I mean,
Me too. Even cold, like a cold orzo
cold
pasta
orzo
salad.
But look, you're Italian. You know, I'm so sick of rice. Every time you see seafood, it's rice this, rice that. When you get a nice orzo, and I can tell it's sauteed with a little garlic and olive, that's absolutely delicious. And again, they're getting it done here at the 10 Palms Brunch Buffet every Sunday, but every day of the week where there's racing, you can get in there and check out their full regular menu.
That's correct.
And what else? Any other special
Well,
events?
we do a Saturday buffet as well, not brunch style.
yeah?
There's
Oh, okay, cool.
no mimosa included, but we do a Saturday buffet as well that is also $50. Instead of the omelet station, it's a pasta station, or it could be a quesadilla station, stir fry station. We change that up.
It's worth $50 just for the seat. That's
Yeah.
the funny part.
And what else do we have? We have a mahi sandwich. This week?
Yes,
All right, Mike Mayo, mahi sandwich.
grilled mahi sandwich.
Now, in deference to my overall declining health, I'm not going to stuff the whole thing in one bite.
I really think you should. I mean, Joe expects no less of you. I mean, on these shows.
I think it might have actually been the big chunks of food that get caught in the chest and then lead to the other problems. I'm just totally speculating, but I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'm just going to nibble on this little fish.
All right, let's see. Mike Mayo takes a small bite. By your standard. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Chestnut, 72 mahi
I
sandwiches.
lied.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
How was it there,
Uh-oh.
Michael? You all right?
Good.
Don't drop the
Good.
rest of it in your lap. That would be ugly. You want to give another clue? What? Look at his face. The Kelly's Landing thing?
No, I'm good.
Tropical Acres? What do you want to talk about? Are you going to be okay? That's the question.
Yeah, talk about Tropical Acres for a little bit.
Tropical Acres is great. I mean, Joe loves it. That was the best testimonial I ever heard.
Yep.
I think it was last week when you were on the show and your friends were in town.
Yeah.
And was it a place that they always go to or a place that they wanted to try?
Well, a place that I'd wanted to try. Actually, I took my mother there this week. I saw Joe there.
Oh, nice.
Joe Studiali was there at the door, and great service. Definitely old school ambiance, but still well maintained. The food was great. Definitely great value too for the pricing nowadays. I think some steakhouses have gotten a little out of whack with some of their
Outrageous, yeah.
pricing and so forth. But again,
it's great value.
the original Tropical Acres actually started in Yonkers, New York, which is my
Very-
hometown.
Very, very true.
And I've heard the whole story from Joe and so forth. And
It
my
was
mother,
originally the Harvey family that were cousins of the Studialis.
correct.
And
That is
I
correct.
love restaurant history. I love
Same
hearing
here.
all the backstories
Yeah.
and how it goes back. And tracing
Yeah.
back generations. But you were there. They take pride in. I don't consider old school any kind of
Shouldn't be a negative.
Negative.
No.
It's old
Correct.
school is nothing but positives now. It means that they care about quality and hospitality and taking care of their customers.
Mhm.
It's not some of this fly by night joint where they care about, does it have an Instagrammable moment in the
Yeah.
the
The neon sign.
the
Kidding.
neon sign, the astroturf on the wall. No,
Yeah.
this is a place where you come in, you're going to get an honest steak. Their prime rib is spectacular. The filet mignon, the rack of lamb, the seafood dishes, the lobster tails, all of that. They're open every day but Sunday. They also have a butcher shop where you could come in and pick up their steaks to grill at home. And we just saw Shug McGahee, Hall of Fame trainer. We heard from
Shug
someone.
has kind of shrunk a little bit, hasn't
But
he?
his
from back in
wife
the day?
Allison, who
Yeah.
did we hear that from? That Allison was going into Tropical Acres Butcher
Oh,
Shop,
yeah.
Steve Bick.
Yeah.
He came out here and he's saying Allison loves Tropical Acres Butcher Shop. She,
I get my New York strips from there.
oh wow,
I live down the road on Griffin Road, just right down the road. So it's on my way home, and
I love
I'll
getting-
go in and get the New York strips and the Montreal seasoning that comes with it.
oh
or-
yeah, they do a
they
great
give it to
job giving you a little bag with all the goodies.
Correct.
They also sell wine and liquor that you could take home if you want. Didn't realize it. Jack Studiali was telling me the other week. They are, I think, the state has liquor licenses and they number them in order of how old they are, like who had the first one.
Yeah.
Number
I
one.
think they're like number somewhere in the top 5. It's
Wow.
something
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of the oldest liquor
Like
licenses. in
75
the
years
state.
they've been around. It's unreal.
And it's just a great place. Their dining room opens every day at 4:30 with the early bird. Better yet, go in the bar, have a cocktail during their happy
Yes.
hour. Can't beat that deal. Half price drinks, all the light bites, the sliders for $6, the coconut shrimp, and the escargot. Tropical Acres, tropicalacres.com, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of 95 in the airport. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. And Joe, stick around for the last break, and we'll get
Absolutely.
to a final clue. And I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. It's the steroids. I saw that beautiful fish
No,
sandwich.
your plate
and-
always looks like the child's plate. A difficult child to feed. So you try to feed them a little bit of everything, but it ends up getting.
I was
piled
doing
on the
so
plate.
well.
Yeah.
I was doing so well,
That's
but I
great.
saw the camera and I just couldn't help myself. And it was a tasty bite. It was good. All right, we'll be back on the Lunchbox. Just missed the double.
Degenerate edition, by the way. Yeah.
Heavy. We love it. We love Gulfstream Fridays. Yeah.
They ran first. Second.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
We're back on the Lunchbox. It's a Friday. We're at Gulfstream. We're giving away vouchers. It's a Sunday brunch giveaway for 10 Palms.
Great
We're here
prize.
with Joe Beja. It's a Fish Friday, first Friday of Lent for those of you who
Is this the
observe.
first one?
It is.
Okay.
It was just
Sure
Ash
is.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Not only you're a bad Jew, you would be a bad Catholic,
I'm
too.
not a big
Yeah.
religious guy. I mean, I appreciate it. If people
Yeah.
are into it, that's fine. But, you know.
Well, being a Joseph and being
Yeah.
Italian,
Yeah.
I look forward to my St. Joseph Seppulis.
His
That are
apps
now
were great.
available. They're available.
First time
at
I had him was
Mimi's.
at an Italian
Yeah.
festival. I went with a friend of
Yeah.
mine. I had never had anything as good in my life. I couldn't not believe they knocked my socks off.
Yeah, I recommend.
His apps, yeah.
Mimi's does it well. Doris's does it well. I always get at least a half a dozen.
It's a take on the beignet. I mean, it's sort of a
Yeah.
beignet, but with Italian, twist.
I
to it.
think every culture has their fried dough kind of thing.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, we are enjoying our fish feast here this Friday. The salmon with the pearled Israeli couscous and the stir fry, barbecue shrimp with the orzo and Brussels sprouts, the mahi sandwich, which is now swimming around in my stomach.
You had to break into your sophisticated food critic language to describe the food at a racetrack. I mean, that tells you
and then
how far this whole thing has evolved. Yeah.
Devolve into degeneracy with losing bets and getting nose at the wire and then shoving a full
It used to be,
sandwich
hey,
down.
Mo, you want a hot dog? I'm getting two.
And I apologize to Joe because this man brings class to the set. Every week he's impeccably dressed.
I
Last
don't know
week
how he
had
does it
the-
in a jacket
He had
out
like
here.
the
I mean,
royal ascot. He had the
I'm switching like
handkerchief
Moses
out of
Malone
the
out
pocket.
here. Yeah.
This week he's busted out the cranberry
Yeah.
jacket.
Yep.
He's going to all kinds of places tonight. You know, this weekend is the South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Oh, yeah?
I used to go every
How long
year.
does that go on for?
Till Sunday.
Yeah, it
Oh,
started.
it's just one weekend?
It
Yep.
started. You know, it's the big Granddaddy
Yeah.
Food Festival. All the big Food Network celebrities. Guy Fieri
It's a big deal.
has an event tonight. He's going to
Yeah.
the Guy Fieri
It's
event.
Art Basel with food.
Last
Yeah.
night was the
That's-
Burger Bash. They have the best of the best is also
Also
tonight at the
yeah.
Fountain Blue. They have like
How are you
100
not there?
Because I have bronchitis and look
But
at
I mean,
me.
in general.
Do I
mean,
really look like I need to go?
it's not a need
more
thing. I
food
mean,
events?
just, from business standpoint.
I hate to
yeah.
get jaded, but it's like the Super Bowl now. If somebody offered you tickets to go to the Super Bowl,
I
you
would go. Yeah, absolutely. I would go and scalp them
Well,
at the door. But
that's what you do.
I mean, there's no way I'm passing up 20,000 for two tickets
Lee
to a game.
Schrager
Yeah.
is great. He's the organizer, executive director, founder. Really a great guy. He gets people to jump through. You know, he's one of those people that people love to be around him, and he creates atmospheres that people want to be involved with. It's just that, and his brother, by the way, I played poker with. He's actually high school phys ed teacher here in Broward and coach. But Lee Schrager does a great job with the festival. It's just that I've been there a number of years. I've done a lot of these big tent events, and I get, been there, done that. I hate to be jaded, but I'm giving it a couple of years rest.
How was the Burger Bash, though?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good.
I mean,
Always
he's
have the
a
good
guy in the food
standouts
industry.
like
Yeah.
Kush, Pincho Factory. I always like to go back for those guys.
Okay.
They do a great job.
And all those
Ted's
people,
Burgers.
You
Yes,
get to
take
sample
part.
a lot of stuff because when I was down there, it was like you waited online for a long time to get like one morsel of something, and then they were out of it by the time you got there.
You
I
know,
was
it
very
gets to a point when you
disappointed.
go to these events where you kind of have to have a
You kinda
system.
know
Like
what's happening,
you
yeah.
walk straight to the back, start from the back, work your way forward. You get a burger, get in line right away while you're eating the other burger. You know,
It's
Yeah.
kind of like I think they're going to go Disney soon and offer the Fast Pass where you get the
Yeah.
extra
Yeah.
bracelet.
Well, the key
Yeah.
is to rent a wheelchair if you're
Yeah.
going to Disney
I
World
was,
at a
I
South
was in
Florida
line
Wine
for
and
the
Food
Kush
Festival.
Burger for like a good 15
Yeah.
minutes or so, and I was like calling people I knew at Kush, going, "Please tell me you're here. Can I skip the line? You know,
Yeah.
are you up front for this burger?"
Now they got all the foo-foo guys out there too that are on South
yeah,
Beach.
that's at the best of the best
All right.
tonight. They've got
Yeah.
all the high end stuff from all over the country. It's
And-
quite the spectacle. If anybody out in our audience is going,
In your opinion, is it
post
worth
about
it to
it
buy a
on
ticket?
Let's See. Is it worth it? It depends. How much?
No,
you're
I mean,
spending.
if you were just a general guy, what do you think?
I think it depends on the ticket price. Like I see
Okay.
Burger Bash now $300. Now,
$300?
I don't know if I'd spend $300.
To me, it's
for
like
a
the
ticket.
I'm going to
crap.
Burger Fi at
it's
that
great
point.
if
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people are paying or if you get a comp ticket.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
Now the Guy Fieri event's the first time, so I'm curious about it. And I actually,
How was it?
it's
tonight.
tonight. It's the first
it's
time.
tonight,
First
okay.
time they're doing it. Trip to Flavor Town, I think they're calling it, or something like that. And I actually went to college with Guy, so
He
did
seems
you?
like a great
Yeah.
guy.
yeah,
I mean,
but we're
yeah.
both UNLV alumni.
Does he know you? Like you know him? Or-
Not well enough.
That-
Every now and then I
Now's
used
a
to
good
see him
time
and
to
bring
get
it
to know
up.
him.
And
Now that he got the big contract, he got a $130 million contract.
Not a
from
bad deal.
Network.
Yeah,
But,
it's not far away from where you're at, Mike.
we're gonna get there. But
13
meanwhile, time
million
for the
would
third and
satisfy
final
Mayo.
clue. We got to get this thing going because we've got one more live spot to do. But all right, third final clue. Remember, pick give the name of the restaurant along with the winner of tomorrow's Gulfstream Park Sprint Stakes, the 9th race on a 12-race card, number between 1 and 7. Send it to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com. Here's the first 2 clues. Longtime Fort Lauderdale restaurant has become the go-to place for homesick New Englanders when they yearn for chowder, lobster, and Sam Adams Boston Lager. Number 2, this is not the place famous for bumper stickers. That's another place right across the street.
Yeah.
But this place, not stickers, but steamers, the Ipswich belly clams that are
Those are
hard
the
to
best,
find
man.
down
Yeah,
here.
those are great,
They
man.
are a staple of this restaurant's menu, the steamers that you could have either steamed or fried whole belly clams. Number 3, here's the horse racing angle. I didn't know if you know this. Joe didn't know this. There is a Gulfstream horse racing angle. This restaurant actually had a horse named after it, after a Kentucky owner who wintered in Fort Lauderdale became a regular customer. The horse went on to become very successful, winning 10 of 27 career starts and nearly $2 million in his career. And he landed in the winner's circle with graded stakes wins at Gulfstream Park and Dubai in a grade 1. And also before that, Keeneland. It was all in an impressive 6-month stretch in 2006 and 2007. The horse that this restaurant was named after went on a winning streak. He won the grade 3 Mr. Prospector Stakes here at Gulfstream. He also won a stakes at Keeneland, and he won the grade 1 Dubai Golden Shaheen in 2007. And that was this horse named for this restaurant.
If people don't have it by now, then they're not going to get it. Yeah.
So, did you know that, by the way, that there was?
I did not know that.
Yes,
I mean,
so-
luckily I had the restaurant by clue number 1, but did not
That
know
was a
clue
key
number
for me.
3.
Clue number 1.
That was a new one.
3,
There
I
you
would have
go.
never gotten it. Yeah.
If you know it, you should know it by now.
Dubai Classic and all of that stuff.
So send the answer along with a winning pick 1 through 7, MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, not 12:15, not Sunday, not Monday. And if you're going to send it on Monday, please have the right horse, okay? Because otherwise you just look silly.
It'd be nice.
Still
if,
going to be thrown out. But.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
Joe.
funny.
A
Joe,
pleasure
tremendous.
as
Always a
usual.
pleasure.
Enjoy the
I don't know
food
how you're
festival.
doing, man. We had a big week. I mean, we had great Cajun food on Monday. Wednesday, we were at the Even Keel Fish Shack, which was tremendous, and Mayo wasn't there, so we got to eat. And then yesterday, we're at the Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, and they turned us on a
Gorging
bunch of stone crabs.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, what could Joe possibly do?
He
I
topped
mean,
it. We got a
and he
beautiful-
kills it again today. Unbelievable.
And you know what? I
Kills
got to
it.
Before we go, I do have to talk about Visit Lauderdale and talk about rolling on next week. We're
Is
going
it
to be
Tuesday?
doing
Yeah.
next Tuesday. We're going to do our next Visit Lauderdale segment with Nikki Mohan at Willie T's Seafood Shack, continuing the seafood theme. It's in the Cordova Shops in Fort Lauderdale, there, south of 17th Street. New place. Opened by Warren Thompson, this restaurateur who has a bunch of places, 50 restaurants nationally with Thompson Hospitality. This is the first one, and he hopes to be a nationwide concept of casual seafood. Warren Thompson, very successful Black entrepreneur. We're going to be finishing up Black History Month. He's going to tell his family story. Really incredible. Great-grandfather was a slave. When he became freed, he became highly educated. And, it's just one of those things that we do mark and celebrate every February. We're going to be there with Nikki Mohan. It's all part of what makes Greater Fort Lauderdale, the diversity, everyone under the sun, every dish under the sun. You want to check out more than 4,000 area restaurants, every type of cuisine, from the casual places to the high-end places along the waterfronts and the ocean, Las Olas Boulevard, all the talented chefs working now here. James Beard Award nominee Tim and Ballou at the Catherine in Fort Lauderdale. It's all part of what makes Visit Lauderdale, Greater Fort Lauderdale, so special. For all the latest in events, promotions, and deals, go to visitlauderdale.com. We'll see you with Nikki next Monday. We're going to be also
Is that Monday or Tuesday?
That's on. I'm sorry, Tuesday. I'm
Tuesday,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes, Tuesday. I'm sorry. That's on the 28th.
I got a little
Monday.
nervous,
Lubie's coming back from Atlanta. He has a big weekend away. We've got a big weekend of eating. Those of you going to the South
And there's
Beach Food
racing
Festival.
going on here. It's
He's
beautiful.
got boxing
Yeah, yeah.
tonight. I might
Boxing,
go see
Hialeah.
Cocaine Bear with my daughter because that looks like the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah.
Uh,
do they sell cocaine at the concession?
I'm
No?
going to get some snow caps. That'll be the closest.
There you go. I was
thing.
gonna say, good job
it's
on
a
that
different
one.
kind of
There
snow
you go.
cap, man. Yeah.
And next week also, Thursday, Wicked Cheesesteaks again
Oh,
with my man
beautiful, man.
Brian.
I've
He's
been dying to go
crafted the
back there.
special, my favorite Philly sandwich, the roasted
Did they name
pork.
it after you, finally?
I'm going in
Yeah?
tomorrow. I'm tasting it. If I give my seal of approval, it might wear the Mike Mayo name, the roasted pork with
That's
provolone
big.
and broccoli raw.
Is that your first
Wow.
sandwich?
Wicked cheesesteak? It
Named
might
after
be.
you? Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
So, and then of course another Friday next week at Gulfstream Park.
Should be a Mayo
We
burger
just
out
keep
here,
rolling
no?
along. I love it. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to the Andy Man for showing up. Thanks to Joe B
And he's
all
ready
the
to go
great
boxing,
food and
man.
the great
Yeah.
job that they're doing at 10 Palms. Lubie, thank you for all the schlepping.
Lubie
and
does a
all
hell
the
of a job, man.
stressing.
He really does. man.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Defo, yeah, I guess I'll
I-
thank you too. That's
I
it.
love you, even though you're a peculiar cat. But it's okay, man. It's all right with me.
Have a great weekend,
Yeah.
everybody. Remember to enjoy every sandwich.